Huh. Who'd you go to? In South Bend?
I did. I said congratulations.
That's what I was telling Reggie. I guess his wife's torn some ligament or something in her knee. She had surgery done in town. I don't know who it was. And she just doesn't feel right. I said, well, is it a part of a tendon? He said, yeah. He said, well, you know, tendons are pretty tough to heal if you're on it all the time. It's never going to heal right. The other thing is if you're told to take medicine before it starts to hurt you, take the medicine.
Yep. What exactly is going on up here? We are the halftime entertainment while everybody else gets it together back there. At least we hope we are anyway. I probably should say a little bit about how this all came about. It was about 3 months ago, maybe, something like that. One of the band students, who shall remain nameless, came out to me in her usual breathless manner and said that she asked me if I had any. She was doing a project for some sort of class or other. I wasn't paying that much attention, but some sort of class or other. And she had to write about the history of jazz, which is a pretty tough subject to contain in like one, couple of pages. And she wondered if I had any trombone arrangements that would kind of depict the history of jazz. And I said, well, I'm kind of fresh out right now, but what exactly are you looking for? So after some verbal negotiation, we finally figured out, I finally got her to speak to me in a couple of complete sentences and figured out it's, well, some sort of thing about jazz. Okay, well, what kind of jazz? There's lots of things. Oh, I don't know, something from the 20s and 30s, something like that. Well, can we be a little more specific? Well, it went on like this for a while, and I was getting more and more confused until she said the magic words, Frank Sinatra. I said, oh, I think I can help you out with that. Now, when I was a kid, I grew up listening to, well, you have to understand, I came from a pretty musically unsophisticated family, and somehow they picked up this really fantastic Frank Sinatra album that I listened to and absorbed back in the day. And it's called Only the Lonely. It's nothing but ballads, and it's all, they're kind of sad, actually. But they're really good. It's really, really, really good album. So, are there any Frank Sinatra fans out here? Do we like Frank Sinatra? Yes, we do. Well, if you don't have this album, you need to run out and get it. It's called Only the Lonely. It's all ballads. It's him singing with a full symphony orchestra arranged by the great Nelson Riddle. And if you haven't heard it, you just need to hear it, and you'll know. Sometimes there are albums that come out and they just flat, they just work. And this thing from beginning to end, it just works. So what I was recalling was the song Angel Eyes was on there, and that's what got the light bulb going off. It's not like I was just sitting there with nothing to do and say, hey, I think I'll make a trombone arrangement. It took this person to kind of put the bug in me to do this. So we eventually created this arrangement, and we actually performed it. It turned out to be a history class, and I think it was a big hit. Actually, I'm hoping we can do about the same kind of thing tonight as we did then, because it was really good. Anyway, this particular album with the symphony orchestra and everything had some featured solos, notably including the legendary Irving Green on trombone. And so what we're going to try to do tonight is recreate a version of Angel Eyes based on my recollection of this album that I heard some years ago when I was a kid. And so tonight we have, well, first of all, I'm going to introduce the background cast here from left to right. This will be Alex Arugo, Wes Nyberg, Nate Edquist, Kelsey Fine. And in the role of Frank Sinatra, we have Mr. Chase Sprouse. And taking the Irving Green role, we have Mr. Scott Linfield. So, please enjoy his version of Angel Eyes. Thank you.
Wow.